Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is June 19th. It's just about 2 p.m. Out here in the bee yard, I'm going to be re-adding the honey supers that I got done extracting a few days ago here in a little bit. And the reason I wanted to show everybody this is that I'm curious to see how much work the bees are able to do within about 18 to 20 hours of cleaning up and kind of reforming, reshaping, rebuilding the wax that got a little messed up from extracting the honey, because I plan on coming out here tomorrow for the bi-weekly inspection. I say bi-weekly, but this time around I'm pushing about 3 weeks. Not the biggest deal because swarm season should be kind of coming to an end, and more importantly, I already removed the honey supers for my honey harvest this year. So we'll take a closer look at some of the hive entrances. If you can't tell, the closest deep on the end here is hive number 4, and they are bearding pretty heavily, which is a very good indication of just how hot it is. So it's about 93 degrees. I didn't look at the weather station in the backyard before coming out here, but the car said 93 degrees about 30 minutes ago. The heat index, I'd be surprised if it's not over 100 degrees. The humidity feels pretty good, but we are under a tropical weather warning from the weather system that just got done crossing the Gulf Coast and is making its way through the southeast. But yeah, it's a hot one, which is pretty typical for this time of year towards the end of June, and especially as we enter July. But yeah, just wanted to show y'all which hives I'm going to add the honey supers to. I'm also going to remove the queen excluder if any are still on, and that will allow the bees, each hive, the colonies, to use that re-added honey super as like a brood box extension, which I've done this for the past year or two. I believe it helps them overwinter. So I haven't overwintered colonies as a double deep in probably a year or two. Instead, I usually add a honey super or a medium box or a shallow box with drawn comb, remove the queen excluder, and allow the bees and the queen to basically start extending the brood up into that top box. And I think that helps for this climate here. I think that helps the bees survive the winter. All right, so like usual, enough of me yapping. I'm gonna get the camera set up, grab some of the supers off the cart, and just show y'all briefly just me re-adding the supers to some of the colonies. And then tomorrow, like I said earlier, I'll be out here to get back into a usual or a routine inspection schedule. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. I've never had a hive beard this heavily. The entire deep box, most of the medium up top, hanging from the entrance, and if you can't see this because it's in the shadows, they're actually down on the cinder block hive stand as well. So I'm prepared to add another box to them and quite a few other hives as well. I'm going to add the shallow box to hive number 1 because they currently have a medium box on there. And like I said in the intro, I'm really just curious to see how much work they're able to get done between today and tomorrow. Just going to pop the top on the inner cover and just kind of take a look at the top box they have. Yeah, that's got some nice drawn comb. Here, I'll show you. I didn't harvest it because they didn't store enough honey. So with that amount of drawn comb and then a full 10 frames of drawn comb in the shallow box here, they should have more than enough room to expand the brood chamber. I'm just going to double check real quick. I do not think I have a queen excluder on this hive still. And I do not. Alright, what hive is next to this one? Hive number 6. And I did take I did take a honey super off number 6, and I'm not really too sure what's going on. I ran my honey supers as 9 frames. I need to look around and try and figure out what I did with the extra frames. And you know what? They are just not touching this medium box that has, it's all brand new foundation. It doesn't have any drawn wax. So this is what I'm gonna do, because it still has a queen excluder on. I'm gonna remove this box, remove the queen excluder, learn to be gentle with the plastic ones. I'm gonna add the box of drawn foundation directly on top of the brood chamber without a queen excluder, as you probably saw. I'm going to take one medium frame from the super that I just removed, just so they don't build any really weird cross comb or burr comb. And then, since they've been kind of working this box anyway, I'm just going to re-add it. And yes, it does have 9 frames now, so I'm just going to move that 9th frame over a little until I find some extra medium frames, and then that does it for number 6. So curious to see how much work is done on the bottom medium box now that has all the drawn wax between today and tomorrow. Put some of the bricks back on. Alright, so the next hive is the backyard swarm. That's what the camera's resting on. They've been slow to build up. I didn't take a honey super from them, so I'm not going to do anything with them. And if we come down to the very end of the bee yard, it is a hot one today. I'm going to check on the Maysville swarm, which, if you didn't catch that video, they completely drew out the shallow box within 2 weeks, so they're another very strong hive. And then hive number 4 is a very strong hive. And this box does have a honey super on it, or I'm sorry, a queen excluder. And this was a brand new box. I always say that. When I say brand new box, I mean the frames didn't have any drawn wax or anything. And it looks like they have drawn a lot of wax in the middle. So I've been kind of thinking about this after I pulled the supers a few days ago. I've been thinking about this. If we still have a little bit of a honey flow, given how strong this hive is, they might actually produce just a little more honey this year that can be harvested. I mean, that is full of nectar, and they are curing it, and I doubt you can see it from that far away, but the frame next to it is actually a pretty nicely cured frame from what I can tell. So this is what I'm going to do with the Maysville swarm that continues to impress. I'm just going to add this medium box with drawn frames to the top of it. I am not going to remove the queen excluder. I'm going to get my spacer, and I'm going to give them another 2 weeks and see what they can do as far as packing away some honey. And one of the reasons that piqued my curiosity whether or not we might have another honey flow, and granted, the distance between my bees and this gentleman's bees down in Charlotte is, you know, it's quite a few hundred miles. But he has hive scales on his hives, and he had posted something the other day showing another peak in his hive weights, and he suspected the Japanese privet, I believe is what he referenced, the plant that he referenced. So I guess the point is, you never know if the honey flows over if you completely remove your supers. Alright, so this is the other colony that I added a box with brand new yellow foundation, plastic foundation, which I've been really trying to get the bees to draw out for at least 2 years now, and for whatever reason they just don't seem to like it. So I'm going to move that super on top of this super and do the same that I did with not number 1 but number 6, and move one of those frames up here to fill it in. Alright, there you go folks, June 19th, just after 2 p.m., maybe 2:30 by now. But I just wanted to show you all the hives that I re-added the honey supers to. And like I said, I'll be out here tomorrow morning for my routine inspections. So hive number 4, hive number 3, hive number 6, and hive number 1 are the colonies that I re-added the honey supers to with the drawn wax. So again, probably for the 3rd time, I'm really curious to see how much work they're able to get done within the next 24 hours, give or take. Probably closer to 20 hours. Plan on being out here tomorrow morning, probably about 10 o'clock or so. Given the weather holds up, we are under a tropical warning advisory or something like that. So as long as it's not pouring tomorrow morning, I'll be out here. If not, I'll just push it back a day and start my routine, or resume my routine inspections come Monday. Alright, hey, thanks for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, we'd also appreciate if you do that. Everybody that subscribes, we take it as you saying thanks to us for the content that we share. And once we have honey available for purchase, just check us out on Instagram and Facebook. And if you see the Book Now button, that means we are actively selling our 2021 honey harvest. Just click the button, it'll take you to our Square site, and from there, just walk through the steps, pick a day and time that works for you to make your appointment, pay in advance, we'll leave the honey on the porch, and our goal is for a very easy and seamless process to purchase honey from us. Alright, thanks for watching everybody.